So, meet GreenSock and its wonderful GSAP library. The acronym stands for GreenSock Animation Platform. In the first lesson, I will introduce you to the structure of this course and give you a topical overview. 5 chapters await you. The first one includes this lesson, as well as information about the options for installing the library. In the second chapter, you will get acquainted with the basic concepts. And the first of them is a universal object that provides access to all the functionality of the library. For a better understanding, we will trace the relationship with the concept of an object in JavaScript. Then we will consider the features of the syntax. Below you will find out what Tween is and why GreenSock chooses it from the alternative options for implementing web animations. The third lesson of this chapter is devoted to the basic techniques for creating animations. After that, you will become familiar with the timeline tool. I'll cover the positioning options available for positioning animations on the timeline. The end of the second chapter is devoted to basic animation control techniques. In this lesson, we will use an external motion path plugin, which allows you to animate any object along a given path. In the next chapter, we will explore in detail the basic properties and methods of the GSAP library. And let's start with a method that lets you set properties on animation targets. In the following series of lessons, you will learn about target animations. I will explain how to make elastic motion for a group of animation targets. We will analyze the numerical values of the stagger property using the example of animating an interactive spinning code and a caterpillar flying behind the mouse cursor. Next, you will explore the possibilities of using configuration objects as values for the stagger property. In the last lesson on stagger, we explore the use of functional logic for distributing the staggers. As examples, we will animate the stroke dash array change, as well as work with the array indices in a spiral. The last 2 lessons of this chapter will be practical. We will practice the logic of constructing animations. We will create a beautiful interactive example. I will not show the result yet, it will be a surprise. And also, let's remember what recursion is and determine the possibilities of its use in web animations. In the next chapter, we will examine the core plugins that are included in the main module of the GSAP library. And we'll start with a plugin that lets you animate any numeric attribute of a DOM element. And we will animate the attributes of SVG filters as examples. First, we'll manipulate the size of the tile pattern. And then we'll try to animate the static image. The next series of lessons is about CSS plugin. You will learn what and how you can animate with it. And we will analyze animation of complex values using the example of interactive animation with shadows. Then we'll see how GSAP deals with simultaneous 2D and 3D transformations. And then there will be a concert. After that, we will study all the subtleties of rotations. And let's analyze animation of CSS filters. Then we will go to the finish line. I will talk about modifier functions that allow you to customize the logic of animation movements in absolutely any way. And many bees with complex unique trajectories await you. Then we'll work with arrays. And finally, see how the animation binds to the pre-selected values of the animated properties during animation. The bonus section will remain intriguing. I introduced you to the key points of the course that we will study. But besides them, there are many properties and methods that I did not have time to talk about in this short lesson. But we will put them into practice, and they will come in handy for creating interesting animations. A complete list of properties and methods can be found on the official GSAP website in the documentation section. The link is in the description for the lesson. The thematic overview is over. In the next lesson, you will find information about the options for installing the GSAP library.